Can't find my shit. Can't find my.
I just lost you. Good.
Yeah, I'm good. You hear me?
Yeah, you say you can't find what?
Can't find my headphones.
Let me ask you a question, man. Serious question.
Yeah,
How?
kids.
This should be like there's certain things
You right.
that
You right.
the kids should know.
Yeah, right.
Don't ever touch it
You right.
in your
But
life.
but you can hear me though.
If you good, you sound great to me, buddy.
See, there we go.
So
So,
if it works for you, it works for me. How can I do my pod? How can we do? How can I do the pod without headphones?
hey man,
What kind of um features does the iMac have where I can not use headphones?
nothing. You good? How
Yeah, no.
was the barbecue, Mike?
Hey man, shout out to the Davis family, for embracing me and allowing me to come hang with them, hang with
Thank,
y'all,
thank you for embracing me.
and for embracing me and allowing me to come hang out with you guys for a little while. Shout out to your cousin, Vince, loyal listener to the pod and a loyal member to our Some Dude Pod community, keeping everybody on their toes
Celebrated
with the
41,
one gotta go and with the 41st birthday.
41st,
No emphasis on the 41st for me, Vince.
41st.
41 is that's an achievement, baby. That's an accomplishment. Happy birthday to you. Thank
That
you.
is, Mike. That's when you know you old. When you start saying shit like, "Man, that's an accomplishment by age." That's when you know. That's when you
See,
know
I
you
didn't
getting
say
old,
it. Dang
man.
said it. I didn't say that.
It's the truth.
But
I'm
it
saying
might
that
be
for me too.
25 is an accomplishment.
Yo, nah, that's when you know you getting old. It's like, man, you how old, fam? That's an accomplishment,
You wanna
man.
know why? Because
Congratulations.
what? Because what Kanye said it fell. We wasn't supposed to make it past 25.
Yeah, jokes
Jokes
on
on
you. We
you, we
still
still
alive.
alive. You know what I'm saying? So if
Mhm.
you want to look at it that way, but don't look at it as like you're getting old, Vince. I
Tell
would
him
never.
that.
Hey, if you feeling any insecurities about that, you feel a certain way, like, I might be getting old, but
Yeah,
bro.
nah.
Nah, bro. You just getting started.
Yeah,
He ain't
just
about to
getting
be
started.
40. He just getting started.
Yeah, man. But we got that. We had that. Then Jay Davis. Jay Davis gonna stop by the show today.
All right. Okay. That's what's up.
He gonna stop by the show a little bit later. Talk about creative hustle. Dope show and everything. I'll let you see it so you get the gist of it and everything. But
Okay.
hosted that. I was tired on Monday, Mike.
I bet. You
I
say
was,
you had meetings yesterday, right?
yeah, and I was fighting through it. I
You
was
like
tired, man. I was sore and tired. I don't know how I made it, but we made it, and
Mhm.
it's some dude 126. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download wherever you get your favorite podcast. And make sure you go ahead and get that merch for the spring and the summer. Make sure you follow us at Some Do Pod. Were you able to get in?
To the Twitter,
Yeah.
nigga, no. We'll talk about it off air.
Gonna make sure you get into the Twitter today.
Thank you.
I don't. We're gonna make sure.
Look, it's the password. It's got to be the password. That's it because
It
the
is.
username is Some Dude Pod. So the password that you gave me that I'm entering in when I try to get into the Twitter, it says that the password or username is incorrect, and it can't be the username because I know Some Dude
We
Pod.
go. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change the password for you, Mike.
All right, cool. We'll do that. We'll do that later though. Let's get into some.
I'm
Let's
gonna
get into
change
some
the
shit.
password for you. Um, before we get into the scuttlebutt of the day as we record this, um, I just want to take this time to say Will Smith ain't shit.
Yeah,
Will
yeah,
Smith ain't shit.
yeah.
According to page 6, Will Smith has yet to contact Chris Rock and give him a personal apology Other than the apology that he gave him on Instagram, he has not hit him up personally to be like, yo, my bad for slapping you. He's took his ass over to India. He's on an excursion, praying and fasting and doing all these things in India instead of saying, hey, man, my bad.
Let me ask you this though, Bang.
Go ahead.
Like I understand, like it's a real delicate situation. Let me explain. It's kind of delicate still. So let me say. So would you, being in Chris Rock's position? I'm not defending Will Smith here at all, but obviously we know how Will and Jada and the Smiths, they do shit, and they do shit on their own terms and all of that shit like that. But what I want to ask you is that, would you feel like if you were Chris Rock, would you have expected an apology? And let me ask you by now, and what kind of apology would you expect to get? And would you
I at least expected a my bad. And Will
like
Smith
through
2
like
weeks
through like a
away from getting
call
sued.
or a call or through like a text or
Oh, you
what?
can call, FaceTime, StreamYard. Like, don't call me to apologize on Red Table Talk.
Yeah,
Or don't
absolutely.
call me to apologize to do it there for your wife's content reasons.
Right.
All that healing and stuff, healing starts by saying, yo, my bad. Mike, if I wronged you, in any way, and I know I wronged you, I acknowledged I wronged you, and yeah, I gave you an apology on IG, but
I was about to say he issued the apology on
it is
IG.
on
I don't know
IG.
if absolutely.
Something like what Will did deserves a man-to-man apology.
Absolutely.
And it should have happened already.
But now that's probably where Will Smith's mindset is different. Maybe he's just not really. I agree. He should be focusing on meeting up with Chris Rock and getting. I think that it shouldn't. I don't think it shouldn't be no other than face to face.
It shouldn't have even taken this long.
It shouldn't take this. I agree with you.
It should not have taken. It's been damn near a month.
I mean, the man went on tour though.
Still, you go away. Come on, fam. I can see if it was us. Hey man, I can't afford to meet you. He was in Philly already.
I don't disagree.
Will's hometown. Gee, no, all that stuff. The grace period is gone. I'm 2 weeks away. If I'm Chris Rock, I'm 2 weeks away from taking Jim Carrey's advice. I don't get no apology, B. No, you slap me. You slap me. I don't press charges. It's been a month, and you still ain't said my bad, fam. Nah, G. The story you heard at my uncle's house that my cousin told that I will not repeat on the pod for a number of reasons. I apologized for my end of it, and Buddy apologized for his, and it didn't take a month. And even though I feel like, and I wasn't at fault, but as a man, I probably shouldn't have took it that far. So I apologized. Almost a similar situation. I apologized. It didn't take me a month. I didn't have to go to Wisconsin Dells and get my mind together. And then, and the brothers, I don't give a fuck about Tony and Keith, whatever the other brother name is, the other brother we didn't know existed that said, I want to do celebrity boxing. Yeah. His mama came out, G, and said, when he slapped Chris, he slapped me. G, apology should have been had. That's bullshit.
I don't disagree with you at all. I agree 100%.
And he 2 weeks away from me taking Jim Carrey's advice. And all of that stuff is out there. I would have apologized just off that alone. Like, not just because I slapped you, but if you logged on to Instagram, if you logged on to Twitter, you see me slapping you. That's going to live forever. You mean to tell me that Will ain't said, yo, come through the back here at this restaurant and we gonna sit down and talk as men?
Now, like I'm saying, Will Smith, he ain't stayed off the internet since this happened. I know he sees everything that's being said from his brothers.
They said he stayed off the internet.
Interesting. Well, stayed off the internet, but I'm pretty sure whatever's being said is being, sent to him, messaged to him, and like delivered to him. Like, yo,
oh yeah, messages has been delivered. Oh, now non-social messages.
Maybe Will scared. Maybe scared. Hey. Maybe he feel like if he do try to do like a kumbaya, meet up with him, Chris go snuff him, or Tony might come through snuff him.
Bro, you look.
He might want the fade. He might want the fade.
I told the story about my little brother snuffing me. I told my little brother that he don't know the time of the day, but he got it coming. Like, that's something when that happens, fam, you gotta expect that. So man,
we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
So man,
we don't want to tango. He don't want to get down.
That's some whole shit. I'm sorry. It's been a month.
Yeah. For sure. I'm definitely
it's
with
been
you
a
on
month,
that.
G.
I'm with you.
And what if he never sends that Instagram apology is even worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But the fact that you sent that apology, you acknowledge that you was bogus,
but haven't reached out directly to me.
Like, absolutely. Come on, fam.
I'm with you. But like I said, the Smiths, they do shit a certain way. They do shit on their own time. I don't know if it's hey, I don't know what his mindset is when it comes to this. He want to do it a certain way.
At a certain way is going to be a fight. Now, remember when I said on the pod, Chris Rock got to fight him now.
Yeah.
Remember I said this. Chris Rock got to fight him now. It's really like, now all what you just said, the snuffing part.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all bets now.
All bets are off now. Huh?
All bets are you now. When you slapped me a month ago and no apology or nothing, yes, now you're right.
And at the end of the day, bang, we bring up them having to get out and them having to fight. 9 times out of 10, Chris Rock ain't gonna retaliate. He's not even gonna ask for the fade.
So get jumped.
Even though he should. He should ask for the fade, though.
Mike, we at the time period now where you could get jumped. We are now at the time frame where it's like, oh, you still ain't gonna say nothing? Bet. Now you getting jumped.
Facts.
It's me, Tony, the other brother that none of y'all know about. Some girl cousins.
As far as I'm concerned, Tony Rock is his only brother. I don't know about none of these.
I
got 10 brothers. All right, cool.
Is he? I don't know if he the light-skinned boy from Everybody Hates Chris or not. I don't know who this brother is.
I would assume that's not Tony, right?
No, it's not Tony. I don't know if his name is like Keith or whatever. But either way it go, all of us gotta see you now. It's been so long. When you say meet me at this restaurant backstage, like just go through the kitchen. There's a room. I don't want nobody to see us coming in. That right there, I'm coming in with people. And now we're going to have a real conversation.
Hey, that shit funny as hell, though, that Chris Rock got all those brothers and sisters. Brothers, allegedly. And Everybody Hates Chris only depicts him to have a brother and a sister.
I mean,
I never actually really thought of it.
It's just like Winning Time, G. It's just like Winning Time is based off.
And HBO standing on their shit. They said, look.
Yeah, they said
HBO said, yo, we don't give a fuck what y'all talking about.
Oh,
but this shit is not, it's fabricated, but some of this shit is true. In a nutshell, that's what they saying. Y'all could.
My man who played Jerry West said, I guess apparently in one of the joints that Bill Plaschke, you see him on Around the Horn, but he wrote an article and he was talking about how
Yeah, I saw that.
Jerry West breaking the golf club, and he wouldn't
Yeah.
do that in person. He's always been Mr. Clutch. Buddy ass was like, read his autobiography, G. He talked about breaking many clubs
Yeah.
and sending it to a place near his house to fix them. And Pat Riley saw him do it. So I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
So,
I don't want to hear
but
nothing
that's
either.
when it's time. But yeah, Will Smith owe that man an apology. He should have gave that man an apology before he went to India. And apparently, he didn't really want to go to India or something like that. They said it was one of the little blogs was like, Will was getting pushed. And John C. Riley is not. It's Clark Gregg or something. Yeah, Clark Gregg plays Jerry West, while John C. Riley plays Jerry Bust. But going back to the Jada Pinkett Smith shit.
Yeah,
one
but
of the
Will
blogs-
should have definitely made it a priority.
Yeah,
to
one of
get
the
up with
blogs
Chris.
said that Will he didn't want to do it and all this. He didn't want to be out in the public and shit, and Jada was pushing or whatever. I hope that ain't the truth, because at this point, Shorty got to take a step back. Like I wasn't really going deep into the family shit, because there's something else we're gonna talk about right after this, where I'm really gonna tell fellas they got to stay out of it now. This is girl conversation, But yeah, man, we'll owe that man an apology. All right, speaking of apologies and shit, Megan Thee Stallion, the CBS Mornings interview with Gayle King was released, and boy, if you were not confused before, you're definitely confused now. She said that she wanted to leave the Kylie Jenner party. It was a party that we all saw on Instagram. If you followed her, they was in the pool and shit talking. She was ready to go. They wasn't. They all get into the car. She said that it was argument in the back with two other people.
Obviously, we know who the two other people are.
Right. We know
because you're in the front. It's only 4 of y'all.
Right.
So go ahead.
From there, that happened, and she decided to want to get out the car. And for some reason, Tory Lanez went to say, "Dance, bitch."
Got out the car. Reached over the door with his gun.
Dance, bitch, because he's short. Dance, bitch. Shot at Megan Thee Stallion. Shit hit her foot. Now, more fellas than it was ladies. I want to make this known that I've seen more men argue about this than women. Not even close. I've seen more men do this, to argue about this, which is wild. But anyway, the key, the biggest thing to me that's not being talked about, that's how I know people reading, they just reading the
headlines,
the titles. They ain't watching the interview, they ain't reading, they just looking at the title. She got shot. I'm still gonna do this. She got shot.
I think, hold on, wait, before you go, I think without having to say allegedly, I think if you got common sense, we know she got shot.
Something happened. Now.
She was shot.
Somebody shot her.
There you go. Go ahead.
Somebody shot her. Now, the one thing that's not being talked about, I put it in the group. I made sure that people saw it. She got shot in the early morning, in the wee hours of the day. But at 7:27 a.m., her best friend at the time, Kelsey, decides to send a text message that says to Megan's bodyguard, Tory shot Meg. Fam, after I saw that, I'm not saying case closed. I'm saying ain't shit else for me to discuss. You've seen people Say, I don't believe Meg. I think she lying. Yada, 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 yada. And I get it. Because she said that she wasn't fucking Tory Lanez either.
Lie. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna say I wasn't
I
there.
think she just embarrassed at the fact that Tory nailed both of them.
I don't
And
know.
he's short.
I don't know.
She a little embarrassed. Go ahead though.
It ain't my dick. So that's between them. But it seemed, I'm just gonna say, it really seemed like they was messing around and nobody decided to say it wasn't happening before the shooting. So that's why I'm gonna leave it at. She said they wasn't messing around. It sure did look like it. It was it sure felt like it was presented as such. All right. But she said that didn't happen. Hey, it's whatever. That's between y'all. But everybody has talked about gun residue on hands. Who had the gun residue? There's been reporters that said it wasn't no gun residue on Tory. I saw one the other day that said that reports, in fact, do say that it was gun residue on Buddy Hand and all of that stuff. I'm not here to argue who said what inside of the courtroom. What I will bring up, though, is the fact that Kelsey, her friend, in text messages received and seen by CBS Mornings, because they can't say it if they don't see it. They can't go on TV and say it if they ain't see it. Said in text messages at 7:27 a.m., Kelsey told Megan's bodyguard that Tory shot Meg. So who do you believe here? Do you believe Megan or do you believe Kelsey? Fellas, this is when we are supposed to gracefully bow out. Mm-hmm. We don't need to see no more men arguing about who shot Megan Thee Stallion. Because the girl who reportedly got the gun residue on her hand said that Tory did it hours after he did it, which means she is the person you need to be questioning. Why would you send that hours after it happened if Tory didn't do it? It makes no sense. What the bodyguard gonna do? Go find Tory and beat his ass? But you was fucking Tory, Megan was fucking Tory, and y'all supposed to be mad because he was fucking both of y'all. But you end up being the one that was cool with him. But hours after that, you sent a text message to say that he shot her. It's too confusing. You know who's making the confusion, Mike? You know who's doing it all? The ladies. This is when men, we say, you know what, y'all got it? Y'all figured it out, and y'all let me know. We don't need to be arguing about this no more. It's a wrap. It's done. Because the ladies are the ones who's making us confused. I've seen Tory got a gag order. My man had a whole album that he dropped addressing such. He's tweeted. He's spoken through blogs. Yes, he has. He's spoken through DJ Academics. He's been definitely skating around the whole gag order shit. Mm-hmm. The law just was like, all right, fam, you're doing a little bit too much.
We're going to have to book you.
You now, we got to get you.
Now we got to book
you. So ain't nobody, they've been telling Buddy ass to shut up for his own good. Because now seeing what I'm seeing, Tory should have been shut the fuck up. You should have just been like,
let it play out, bro.
Let it play out. Sending text messages, telling Kelsey, oh, my bad, I shot your G. Why are men arguing about female shit? It seems like essentially. That's what it seems like to me. But Kelsey, again, said Tory shot Megan. Ain't nothing more to discuss for me as far as who did what. I don't know who to believe. I'm confused. It's not really for me to decipher anyway. I'm not Columbo. I'm not Barnaby Jones.
I mean, but obviously people,
but
obviously people want to get involved in the debates and the discussions.
The men want to get involved
and the detective work because of their fans of Tory, fans of Megan, and everybody wants to pick sides, and everybody wants to cancel Megan if she lying. Motherfuckers want to cancel Tory and get up with Tory
Mike.
because
let me ask you a question,
because of what he did to a black woman.
Mike, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What a nigga canceling Megan Thee Stallion do?
Nothing.
I don't like me. See, this is when the conversation goes with listening to female rap.
Yeah.
I don't identify with it. I don't identify with this. I don't identify with this.
Yeah.
Not Barnaby Jones. I'm not Columbo. I don't have Spot Tech. I'm not Kojak. This ain't the heat of the night. I'm not Mr. Tibbs.
But everybody wants to be that though. When it comes to, they want to do it on social media though. They don't want to actually.
So when Kelsey Nicole says in a text, "Hey, he shot her," what do you do? Because it messy. This is why you got to shut up and just literally let everything play out, including the trial. Because when she says this in a text message hours after the shooting happened, that means she had time to decompress, G. She was probably hyperventilating, arguing, and she go from arguing to seeing old girl get shot to not knowing what the hell going on to now. Bro, shit. Damn. Her bodyguard don't even know what the fuck happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Tory shot Megan. What the? Mm-hmm. I don't care if he nailed or not. I didn't. I don't really care about the situation. As you've seen, when we've talked about it, we've never talked about it in the sense of that nigga did this or that bitch did this, like other people have. We've skirted around it. Other podcasts has called her Jessie Smollett. Mm-hmm. If she's Jessie Smollett, who's Kelsey Nicole? Because she the one who told Megan's bodyguard, Tory shot her. If Megan is Jessie Smollett, who is Kelsey Nicole?
This shit all fucked up at this point.
This is why, fellas,
we gonna
gracefully bow out.
Oh, yeah,
we ain't got to talk about it no more. Y'all ain't got to talk about it no more. There's no more to discuss. That's the key here. Because now, when you do your detective work, when you get your private eye on, and you get your magnifying glass, and you get your hat, and your long coat, your long trench
rain
coat,
jacket, trench coat,
which you looking like, Shaft,
Dick Tracy,
Barnaby Jones, when you do that, now part of the question that you got to look for to get the answer for is, why would Kelsey text her bodyguard, Megan's bodyguard, that Tory shot Meg? Why? You can't bypass it. You can't say, but it wasn't no gun residue. Can't say none of that, because it was Megan, Tory, Kelsey, and another nigga. Four people. Megan clearly is saying Tory shot her. Mm-hmm. The bodyguard ain't said shit. We ain't got nothing from Buddy. So it's only been only one other person who we didn't hear from, but text messages received by CBS Mornings said the text messages has been seen, and she say that Tory shot Meg. That means it's 2-1. It's 2-1. And the other bodyguard ain't say nothing. And what's crazy is I understand Megan when she said, I just said I stepped on glass.
Oh yeah.
Now that, as weird as it might sound, I totally understand.
Makes perfect sense.
Makes perfect sense because you ain't really trying to. You trying to figure shit out, fam.
You trying to figure
what
shit
the
out.
Fuck is going on?
You trying to figure shit out, and at the same time, what do you think the police are gonna do when you tell them, "Oh, there's a loaded gun in this car. It just went off. I got shot at." What the fuck you think the police? Police drawing on everybody.
Right.
Everybody getting drawn on at this point.
Everybody getting drawn on.
So as soon as you make a move, possibly the way these police get down now.
And if you saw the TMZ shit, they did get drawn on.
Exactly.
They did get drawn on.
Absolutely.
But it rewinds back to, if Tory didn't shoot that girl, why did Kelsey send that text message? I'm not looking at Megan no more now because she's supposed to stand on that. I'm not looking at Tory because Tory supposed to stand on he ain't do it so he can try to get out the shit. But if I'm Tory and now I know, if he didn't know, let's say he didn't know that Kelsey sent that text message. If now he knows Kelsey sent that text message, I got to take a plea deal. It's too much circumstantial evidence for me not to. I got to stay out of America for like 2 years, whatever. It's too much circumstantial evidence because now you got two people saying that, yo, or she lying, or she lied,
or she lying, or is there a chance that Megan is mistakenly identifying Tory as the shooter, but she might have been so under the influence, drunk, anything of that nature, where she could possibly mistakenly identify who pulled the trigger on her? I feel like it's not enough of the story being told. No. And this is where we talking about right now, how we need to just stay out of this shit.
Right,
we asking all of these questions, but these are the birdie questions that niggas have.
Because Mike, that's the thing. What you just said. Could she have mistakenly thought that the nigga shot her?
True that.
Because she was turned around and all of that stuff? Yes.
Or
that could be the case. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, or like, obviously, and I'm gonna say this too. I personally, if Tory Lanez was to say, for instance, Tory Lanez did pull the trigger on Meg, honestly, I would give dude the benefit of the doubt and say that he wasn't trying to probably shoot her. It was an accident.
Mike, so let me go back to what you said. let me go back to what you said, G. Because you just said something that everybody been saying. What if she misheard some shit? She thought she heard some shit, didn't hear it, misrecognized all of that stuff. You're right. That very well could have been it. But Kelsey said it was him. That's the whole thing here. That's why we got to stay out of it.
Or maybe she said that shit to cover her ass.
It's not like we didn't think about that shit. Like, man, maybe she thought it was him, but it wasn't. We even said, yo, the bodyguard ain't said shit. Maybe it was the bodyguard. Maybe the gun just fell and went off. We said all of that, Mike.
We need this on TV like the OJ trial.
We said all of that, Mike, but that was before Kelsey said Tory did it.
But maybe she's trying to cover her ass, though.
Who?
Kelsey.
She said that the day of.
That's her alibi, baby.
That's what she said that the day of.
That's her alibi.
She said that she
not an alibi, but that's her. That's a deflect.
She said that the day of, G.
Yeah. No. I'm with you, though. I'm with you.
Like, and you right too. You ain't wrong. Maybe she sent that to the bodyguard to cover her shit, but she don't know if they gonna get the text messages and bring that in there. The shooting happened early in the wee hours of the morning. G, was dark outside. 7:27 comes she. Hey man, Tory shot Meg. Boom. So you right. You 110% right. She might have sent that shit. She might have sent that shit just to cover her tracks. But at the end of the day, we don't know. So it's no longer about, for me, if I gave a fuck, it's no longer about what Megan said happened and what Tory said has happened. Because Tory ain't say who did what. Tory ain't say who shot her. He just said it wasn't him. He didn't say the other two. He just said it wasn't him. But you know who said it was? Kelsey.
And Megan.
So no matter what argument we have, that's why at the end of the day,
yeah, we out of this
we
one.
should, from there, wait till the trial is finished.
We out of this one.
We should be out of it.
As of this moment,
Kelsey is the one who says Buddy Ass did it. And just me. But if Megan was fucking Tory and Kelsey was fucking Tory and Megan was mad at Kelsey for fucking Tory, like the streets and the internet sleuths were saying, then why would Kelsey say Tory did it? She should have said, fuck that bitch. I don't know who did what. And she didn't. Text message at 7:27 a.m. shows Kelsey saying Tory shot Meg. And to your point, he wasn't probably shooting to kill her. He was shooting at the ground. Shit probably bounced up off the ground.
And boom.
Shrapnel and all that shit went in her foot. That's still her getting shot.
Oh, yeah.
Even we joked around with the dance bitch shit. I mean, I hope he ain't Delarisa ass.
Yeah.
It sound like to me, Buddy ass couldn't control his liquor and some shit happened for it.
Yep.
Because even the witness said it looked like 3 people was jumping that girl. That's what the witness said. Ain't no need for no man to go on no internet, to not go on that Bluebird, to go on that Bird app or that Blue app, to be arguing and debating about Megan Thee Stallion and who shot her when her former best friend, the same day it happened, hours later, said Tory Lanez did it.
Hey man, Elon giving us freedom of speech, bro. They gonna get on there. They gonna get on. They gonna get on.
What racist word would you like to say on Twitter?
Oh no,
you can't say it on the show. Okay,
I ain't gonna say it. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, man, that to me, that's it. That's all, G.
Yes, sir.
It ain't about Megan no more. It ain't about Tory no more. Hey, Kelsey, why you send that text message? That's it. And I will say this, even though I'm saying it, hey, ain't nobody gonna stop arguing about this shit for me. But watch how men, I will say this, watch how men argue this stuff. If they don't mention a friend telling Megan's bodyguard that Tory did it, they just hate Megan Thee Stallion. They hate her. At the end of the day, you just hate her. And you might as well just say you hate her, you dislike her. I don't like her music. You don't like her rapping about WAP, and all it. Just say you don't like her. Because clearly she got shot.
Clearly.
And her friend said Tory did it. So go holler at a friend. If you argue anything else, you just hate her. And that's cool. But why hate a woman who didn't do anything to you? She ain't do nothing. Megan ain't do nothing to y'all. I met Megan. She's nice. She's a very nice girl. The fans like her. You ain't gotta like her music. Like, I'm not gonna pop in a Megan Thee Stallion album and be like, hey, I'm not gonna do that.
Megan got some choice.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say that I haven't listened. I've listened, for pod purposes and just for media purposes, but I'm not gonna be up in it like, hey, Megan, about to vacuum. Like, nah, be up in the car driving somewhere, wet ass pussy. I'm not gonna do that's not me. I don't know a Megan Thee Stallion bar. And you know what? That's okay.
It's not okay, babe.
But
Go
if
ahead.
I don't listen to her because of X, Y, and Z, so what? I'm not gonna say she lying about getting shot because I hate her though. Like, come on, fam. Like, y'all wilding. Y'all got to stay out of women. It's officially now to stay out of women's business.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone from here on out.
Yeah, stay out of women's business
until a verdict has been handed down. Won't get an argument out of me. Or at least on the apps of social media, so you guys can see it. Looking at me funny, because it ain't really that serious. Yeah, we gonna lay out of that one.
It's not like
motherfuckers got us to stay out the shade room, bro. Everybody be on the shade room
because Margs want to be the shade room. G.
Yeah.
And somebody, I'm saying this is somebody who work in media. Like Joe, Kelsey said he did it. Who do we believe? Which woman do we believe?
Mm-hmm.
From there, stand out of women's business.
Yeah,
they got nothing to do with this man or no male at this point. Because 2 women said he did it.
Mm-hmm.
1 man said he didn't do it, and those 2 women ain't friends no more. But they was just girlfriends arguing that night. So it is what it is. Yep. Fellas, ain't got nothing to do with us. We could talk about the baby in the Walmart situation, though.
Okay.
We can talk about the NBA. We can argue about Kyrie and should he get traded, and all that stuff.
But I got some shit on that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can argue about that. But Megan, don't stop. Leave the women debates to the women folk. Because again, I've seen more men argue about who shot who. And I'm not saying nothing derogatory about those men at all. I'm just saying, again, for the last time, Kelsey sent the text message saying Tory Lanez shot Meg. You believe Megan? Or do you believe Kelsey? Both of them said he shot her. Figure it out from there, Barnaby Jones. Let's go to the baby real quick. Rolling Stone had an article that said that unseen footage from him, from Walmart, that shows maybe the story of him and the shooting that happened in Walmart, and I think like 2018. Maybe things ain't go the way that he said. In the shooting, they see that he stole off one of the guys, and then the other guy's the one that ended up getting shot.
Let me ask you this, Bang. Has this footage? Obviously, this footage it's reached the internet. Yeah, we see it. But was this footage already shown in the court of law?
I will say this: I don't know why it wasn't. It's like, hey, I question Rolling Stone's motives here.
What was your original question that you were gonna ask?
Like, that's my
you question what is Rolling Stone?
I question Rolling Stone's motives.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, cool.
Because ain't no way in hell you could tell me that the courts ain't see that video.
I got a hot take.
Man, you can't tell me that the courts was like, oh shit. It's another video, fam. It's work footage, fam. It's Walmart footage.
Yeah.
Like, unless he went and took the tape out or they erased this, it was there. So you knew what happened. Now, I will say this. The baby needs to chill.
Yeah.
The baby getting a lot of grace for being a black man.
Yeah.
He killed, whether self-defense or not, a man is dead off of his gun. He beat up his baby mama's brother on tape.
You hit everything on the head right now, and I ain't even said that's all. Go ahead, keep going.
He
Look,
he's done. What else he did?
my man's went on stage at a festival and dissed the gay community.
Oh yeah, this the gay community. He beat up some wannabe rapper who's now dead.
Who's deceased.
Yeah.
In a jewelry store.
Yeah, in the jewelry store. He's beating up. He beat up the man at the hotel.
He shot a man that tried to break into his home.
Yeah.
Shot him.
Bruh, he gotta chill out. The baby might be Illuminati.
He might be Illuminati, but what I'm saying, like
Illuminati.
This dude right here, fam. I'm gonna say this though. I think at this point in his career, I think somebody's out to get him. Somebody's out to get him career wise. Somebody's trying to ruin his career.
Who?
I think whoever at Rolling Stone, we trying to figure out. We trying to figure out.
Who?
That's what I'm saying. Whoever that Rolling Stone that released this article to resurface this footage that has already been shown, that we assume that's already been shown in the court of law, and this has already been determined that what he did was in self-defense. So that case is closed. But somebody's trying to reopen it.
Mike, as a journalist, depending on the type of journalist you are going to investigate things where you feel things might be a little bit off.
Okay.
And they weren't far off saying things was off with this.
Yeah.
I still would classify this as self-defense. What I'm saying is that man getting away with a lot of stuff to be a black man.
Oh, yeah. He definitely
getting away with a lot.
And you right on point with it, that he actually needs to just lay low and chill, drop some music, because my man's is getting in way too much trouble. Oh, he just had a fight with one of his artists. He just was
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he just stole off with his artist at a backstage at a concert. Like he
too aggressive.
We get it, bro. We get it.
We know
you're not a rapper. You're not a rapper. You a real nigga. You do real shit. We get it. We know. We know, bro. But you gotta get the fuck out and chill, fam. Dog. I don't know what's going on with this man, what's going on mentally in his head right now, but it's not a good look. If somebody at Rolling Stones got some ill feelings towards this man to resurface this and bring this up and bring this to light.
Mike, it's not ill feelings.
It gotta be personal.
Right. Something wasn't right for this. I got a story. How you think half of these people be getting out of jail now?
But why would a journalist take?
But
why would a journalist wanna bring this back into the light?
Because something wasn't right.
Yeah, but how do you now figuring this out? How are you now looking into this?
Because nobody put it out there. That's why I say.
But why wait till now though? It's the timing.
Huh?
The timing of it though.
Ain't nobody tell him to beat the dude ass.
It's the timing.
No, the timing be on him. The timing be on him. That's why, look, something ain't right. Because, Mike, why isn't it never his people get in trouble for this?
Do he have people?
Him. It's him, Mike. Look, we know where we grew up. If we know this is the moneymaker don't swing on nobody.
He need to take a page out of Lil Wayne book, because Lil Wayne get into some shit, but Lil Wayne ain't never really taken the fall. Well, Wayne did do that bid, but
he had the gun on him.
I think you know what though? He had it in the what you call it? It was in the bus.
It wasn't physically on him.
It wasn't physically on him, but it was in the bus. But the police officers already was on business with that shit. They went in there and they said, "Yo, who bus is this? Oh, this Lil Wayne bus. All right, put the cuffs on Lil Wayne. We want him. Don't matter."
And somebody should have said, "Yo, that's mine."
That's true. I think even if somebody did, they probably was like, "Nah, we good. We want this nigga.
That's mine.
We in the state of New York. We want Wayne.
That's mine."
But yeah,
just like in the NBA, fam, when your homie got 5 fouls and he was right by the file.
That was me. I found him.
That's me.
I was on me, dog.
The baby need that. At this point in time, he needed. Hey, that was me. That's that. Even if it was self-defense,
because that's
you be the self-defense guy.
That makes perfect sense. Because why is the baby the one protecting his own home? I get it, right. Protect her house, but that's what you got security
for. What is security for? Why did he have to jump Danny Lay brother? Why did he have to snuff his artist? Somebody should have did that for him. Where that person at?
He want to prove
that guy?
I don't know. He don't really have nothing else to prove, bro. We know you about that.
He don't be right.
We know he about that action.
He got to retire from that, fam.
We know he about that action. We know, baby. We know. We know.
But I will say this about Rolling Stone though. You can't tell me that footage wasn't seen in court.
That's what I'm saying. Officer. Like,
yeah, you can't tell me that. Now we didn't. So I understand why they're writing that articles, because then we see it and we think, oh man, the baby did this out of self-defense. If you look at that video, I don't think it didn't start as self-defense, but it ended up being self-defense.
Yeah.
Because if I see a gun pulled out,
I'm pulling mine.
And I got one, I'm probably shooting. I'm standing my ground.
Absolutely. But it looks like in that footage, that baby jumped Buddy. Yeah, ran up on Buddy first, snuffed him first.
He snuffed him. He snuffed dude. The dude who ended up dying, he had his gun and he pulled it out, but he tucked it back in. If I see the gun, I'm not thinking about the tuck it in. If I'm hot-headed, if I see him tuck the gun, I'm paying attention. But I'm not thinking, oh, he got a gun. We just got into it, so I just got to shoot him.
And I'm pretty sure everything that me and you talking about right now, this is the defense.
That's the defense, though.
That's the defense in court. This is what the lawyer is saying to the jury.
He pulled out the gun next to his child and his child's mother, who looked like she walked up on dude and muffed him. That was like, yo, what happened right there? But yeah, the baby need better people around him. And what I mean by better people around him is people that will fight for him, that will do some of these things for him.
I mean, he got enough money.
The money maker. He should not be doing that.
He has enough money, but does he have people that actually want to do that now?
I don't know.
Considering all the shit that he's gotten into the past year, do people really want to be involved with him? Obviously, he's losing his pop money because the pop motherfuckers don't want to fuck with him no more. The shorty that he had the pop record with, what's her name? Dua
Lipa.
That'll be the last pop record he get on that go number one. He ain't gonna never get one of those again. My man was on B96. He was on top of the world. 103.5 FM. When you hear that nigga on that station, he gone. He ain't gonna get another one. He getting no more of them chances. So do people really want to take a chance of being around him and wanting to protect and defend him? You know what I'm saying? I mean, at this point, he ain't nothing but a hip-hop artist that's going to be living off performing his own records, because the nigga ain't gonna drop no more fire, is he? Is he gonna? He just dropped the album with NBA Youngboy that tanked. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Where is he at in his career?
I don't know, man, but you can't be out here living trying to be so real. That's my thing on Buddy, man. I think I remember on this podcast, I said that people need to put a lot more respect on his name for all of those reasons that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody gonna mess with you now, fam, when you out here beating up and shooting people on sight.
On sight, fam.
Like, let your friends beat their ass. Like the breaking in the house. They broke into the crib. He called the police.
I get it, but why do you have your banger on you in your own home? You should feel safe in your own home.
You should protect yourself in your own house. Sean Taylor, if Sean Taylor was able to get to his gun quicker, he would still be here.
Facts.
Lil Durk and his girl had a shootout with the people that was trying to break in their house.
Right.
She would have gotten pregnant after that. Baby, I love you. Like, what I'm saying is the stealing off of your artists. Have your other mans do that, or take him in a room and say, yo, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
Beating up Danny Lay's brother. Let your man snuff him and you stay over there. You just say, yeah,
I told you, nigga.
told you, just do that.
But he want to be the one to say, I told you, and be
He want to be the
involved.
one, right? He want to be the one that put the foot down. Like, bro, like chill out. Like I said, some dude pod, episode 126. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download. We got Jay Davis who's supposed to jump on the pod today, talk about creative hustle. So hopefully he's able to jump on. Getting into this Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant net sweep. I'm just gonna get right to that because they got swept. Mike, who's at fault here?
Let's look at the three main components of this team. Steve Nash, the head coach, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. We're going to just revolve it around those three because this is a coach and these are your two star players.
Right.
So let's start with Steve. So to answer your question, all three of these guys have equal blame.
Okay.
It's equal blame amongst all three of these guys. You can start with Steve Nash. Steve Nash, the Nets organization brings in Steve Nash as a first-time head coach, no head coaching experience. All right, cool. All right, so we put him in a situation where his team, they make the playoffs last year, and they looked pretty promising, minus a foot on the line. Who knows how far they go if KD doesn't wear a size 15?
Right.
You know? All right, cool. So let's run it back to this season. You get Kyrie Irving only being able to be a part-time player. And then you got James Harden, who's just not even a half share of himself, old self. Right. We don't know. At this point. But what do great coaches do when they're put in an uncomfortable situation with their teams? They coach their way out of it. A good coach would be able to figure it out. Steve Nash has yet to figure out how to be a good coach and make certain adjustments to his roster because you got pieces around you like Blake Griffin. You got LaMarcus Aldridge. These guys got no burn in the postseason. Blake Griffin got a little bit of burn in the last two games, but LaMarcus Aldridge didn't get no burn at all.
He was just there.
He was just there, and he was very productive throughout the season.
He was Udonis Haslem without the anger issues.
Why did LaMarcus Aldridge not get any playing time in the postseason? Leading up into the postseason, he wasn't getting any playing time. I don't understand if he wasn't on the injury report. He wasn't on the injury report.
They had to shorten up the roster, the postseason roster.
That's bad. That's bad coaching right there. LaMarcus Aldridge, your whole team is a defensive liability. So you can't say you ain't using them for defense, but you can use them for scoring. LaMarcus Aldridge can put the ball in the basket now. He should be on the court 15 to 20 minutes. LaMarcus Aldridge ain't out there. You got Claxton out there, who's a liability at the free throw line. He can't even hit free throws. So when he gets fouled, he uses
my man was 9%, G.
What the fuck? Shaq shoots better free throws than that.
Go to the line.
But I think when we look at, so we could just start with Steve Kerr, who, to make a long story short, was unable to make adjustments and do the right things as far as like adjusting and building around what he was given. You trade away James Harden, you get other pieces to your team, but you still are not able to get it correct with Kyrie and.
But you can't use the biggest piece in Ben Simmons.
You can't use the biggest piece.
Seth was getting. I don't think he had the best playoff series.
Seth is. You're gonna
streaky.
You're streaky. That's exactly what Seth is. Seth is streaky. So I don't know, but that's where Steve Nash gets his blame. Now let's go to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, we already know what the situation was with Kyrie Irving. He's a part-time player throughout the season. That hurt them significantly. Significantly hurt them for him being a part-time player. Then you got James Harden, who didn't like that shit. James Harden didn't like that shit at all. He requested to be traded. This nigga don't want to play. He don't want to play. Get me out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to be with us. All right, cool. Get me out of here. Kyrie Irving, not with them. So you can't really gel in with your team, and you're playing half the season. So, selfish or not, however you want to talk about it, how you feel like Kyrie Irving should have did what he needed to do to be with his team full time. Maybe they would have gelled better throughout the season. I don't know. That's your decision to make. But in that sense, Kyrie Irving is to blame because they didn't gel together. He only played half the time. All right, then we go to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is blamed here as well. But what I do give Kevin Durant credit for is for being able to play. He's been the most full-time player with them since last season because he didn't even play with them the first season because he was still coming from the Achilles injury. I'm going to get to that in a second. But he played pretty much in full last year. This season, he pretty much played in full minus the injury he got right before the All-Star break. But then you go into the postseason. You do what you got to do in the play-in, and you get into the playoffs. You get swept. And then you play piss poor minus game 4. Minus game 4.
Piss poor will always be funny to me. Let me just say that.
You played piss poor the whole series. Minus game 4 where your ass was already hanging from a string and it was over for you. Then you decided to show up. My dude, where's the leadership there? Like, I don't understand. Yes, they were double teaming you, triple teaming you. You were turning over the ball. But I think at this point, KD, you got to show up for your team. You have to play better. So in that sense, all 3 of them are to blame for the downfall of the Brooklyn Nets this season. And I want to address one more thing, Bang, before I hand it back over to you. I was scrolling IG and I saw this clip of Kendrick Perkins talking about KD deserved better and he needs to ask for a trade to another team. Nigga, what? Nigga, is you stupid? What are you talking about right now? First of all, Kevin Durant made this bed. Now he gonna lay in it. Talk about he needs to request a trade. He deserves better. The man played one good game throughout this whole series. Kyrie Irving scored 40 in game 1 in the game that y'all should have won, and you let Jason Tatum fly by you for an easy layup. Nigga, what are you talking about right now? My man's was in. Look, how does he deserve better? What? Because Kyrie wasn't a great teammate for him. My nigga left Russell Westbrook for dead in OKC, bro. Left him for dead to go to a team that didn't need him. And when Draymond told you they didn't need you, you packed up your shit and left to go to Brooklyn. And then you didn't even play the first season because you were out with an injury. What the fuck, bro? This is the team that you asked for. You asked for Steve Nash to be your coach. And then reports come out that you say that you still believe in Steve Nash. So they gonna ride with you. If you say you still believe in Steve Nash, they gonna keep him. If you say, yo, we should fire Steve Nash, they gonna fire him. This is his bed that he laid in. So how does he deserve better? He's getting exactly what he deserves right now. And that's this scenario. He got a part-time Kyrie with a first-time head coach with a bunch of bum role players around him. My nigga, you asked for this. No, you don't deserve a trade. You deserve to get every piece of slander that has been given to you for the past 24 hours, nigga. And then on top of that, Kendrick Perkins, you backtracking ass, man. You just was shitting on KD at the last season, bro. You was just having a back and forth with this man on Twitter. Now you say he deserved better? Which one is it, bro? Is it Uchi Wally Wally? Is it what, Mike? Make up your mind, bro. Bang, come back in here. Come back in here, my dude. Like, I had to get that one off, bro.
I was letting you cook. I was letting you cook.
I had to get that one off, bro. That shit. When I saw that was the last straw. When I saw that clip of Kendrick Perkins saying KD he deserved better, bro. That shit blew me, fam. That shit blew me. Bang. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Some do pot, man.
Hey, DG, Robert, y'all got something?
Oh my God.
It's a lot to unpack here, Mike.
Yeah.
Let me start by saying that I told y'all episodes ago, even the episode where Steve Nash got hired, about coaching in general and how great players don't really, great players now very rarely want to get coached. And what I mean by great players, I don't mean people coming into a situation. So I don't mean like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown getting coached by Ime Udoka, who, let me just say this, Smitty, you're right. Again, even though I wanted the Bulls to hire Ime Udoka just off the strength of Nia Long being courtside.
Facts.
He ends up going to Boston, where he was rumored to always be headed to Chicago. And that defense, like when people be on the networks talking about the greatest performance I've ever seen. Hey, I ain't gonna front. That was the best clean defensive showing that I've ever seen. Not seen great defense like that since the 80s, ladies and gentlemen. Since we were hacking and beating people ass. Not seen that since. Them boys was on Brooklyn's ass. That came from Ime Udoka and his strategy. That's the difference between Steve Nash being a coach and somebody like Ime Udoka. So I want to start at the head coaching spot. Because Jason Tatum is nice, but he's coming into superstar mode now. He's becoming superstar Jason Tatum. He ain't there yet. I'm talking about the LeBron Jameses, and since Detroit, in 04. I'm talking about, and the Bulls. The Bulls that year, the Bulls led the league, and them the last two I've seen like that. But I digress. You hire Steve Nash because you feel like you can win with anybody that's the coach. So Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, who Kyrie pretty much said, basically, like, we coaching this team, and there's some shit that Kyrie Irving said that I was like, see, this is the shit that they talking about. And the reason why I believe that the player empowerment era is over is more than just about players clicking up. I'll explain that to you in a second. Mike, don't let me forget that.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking about here is they get a coach that they feel like this dude just be on the sideline, just do this, that. We good. Because we're better than anybody. Us two, at the least, is better on everybody over there. LeBron got that same situation that's going on in LA. Because they could have very well had Jason Kidd as their head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And made him the assistant. They could have had Tyronn Lewis, they coach. Made him, they say we want to pick your assistants. Frank Vogel got fired. You see what Jimmy Butler's doing over there with Eric Spoelstra. And even though, like, that's a fiery joint, but Eric Spoelstra is showing why they consider him an all-time coach. We're not talking about the Chris Finches and the Taylor Jenkins and all of those people. It takes time to get there. As far as the players, as far as like the John Morants and all of those people, we're talking about top 5 players, and you look at their coach. You look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Think that out of the top 5 players in the NBA, let's say Jokic and Embiid, look at their coaches are. Mike Malone, would you consider Mike Malone an all-time head coach or a great head coach?
Good coach.
He's a good coach. Doc better pull it together.
Hey, look. Hey, check this out. I'll be defending Doc, but if he let this one get away,
bro,
I can't defend him no more.
7. They can't go 7.
It's going 7, baby.
If they go 7, it's still an issue to me. If they go 7, it's still an issue.
Hey, but look, not to get off subject, they going back to Toronto. Mm-hmm. Game 3 was in Toronto, and they let that one slip away and get into overtime. They should have won Game 3. This series, low-key, should be 3-2 Toronto.
Yeah, and a lot of people said that they thought that this was going to go 7 anyway. It's just the way that Philly came out, and they got that lead. But either way it go,
but go ahead.
They can't go 7 to me. This is an issue if they go 7, but I digress. So the coaching thing, put anybody on the sideline, we got it. Then I'm gonna start with Kyrie. No, I'll go with Kevin. Cause Kevin to me is that dude that he just want to hoop. He get along with everybody. He would be a vagabond hooper. What's the Uncle Drew? He would be Uncle Drew in real life, not Kyrie.
Yeah.
Uncle Drew would be KD. He just want to hoop. He just want to hoop.
Mm-hmm.
And when he went to Golden State, he just liked how they hooped. It wasn't like a lot of these players, it ain't about winning more so it's about just having fun. Like, look, if you haven't seen the Magic Johnson doc yet, Mike.
Yeah. I need to access Apple TV. I don't have
I'll give you the password. I'll give you my password.
Yeah.
But the doc is phenomenal. But the one thing that I liked about that doc is when they got to the Lakers and the Bulls. And they had a professional jealousy, Mike. And to me, there's nothing wrong about professional jealousy because you respect that person, but you want what that person got. You want what that person got. And Michael Jordan wanted what Magic Johnson had. But Magic Johnson wanted to show Michael Jordan, nigga, I'm still here. And they wanted each other in the finals, G. He wanted that man, both of them. Ain't that in the NBA no more. There's no LeBron don't want to play somebody. They want to play with each other. They don't want to play. That's when people talk about the 80s, and that's what they mean right there. You watch that clip, that small sample clip, and you felt it. Damn, this nigga Magic really wanted. And then what's even wilder about that is when you see them till this day, they hoping you watch that part of the documentary, and you can tell what you saw at the All-Star game. Mike was for real with that shit. They go get the ball. We could play right now. Because they beat them in 91. They have the practices and everything in the dream team. And Mike had to tell him, when he came back that third time, I was like, told you, fam, now you're going to embarrass yourself. We're going to embarrass you. Professional. When he saw Michael Jordan, saw Larry Bird after that game, bitch, like, professional. We respect you. You the homie, but I want to beat your ass when we get on that court. Who KD want to beat when he get on that court? Like, who, any of these players, I'm being keeping it a buck. The only player that I see with that type of mentality that's hooping right now is Giannis.
Or I think John Morant probably got that in.
No, he just got it with Minnesota and Pat Bev.
Okay. But yes, Giannis has made that very clear.
He's made it very clear. So I call it professional jealousy. But it's professional. Like, fam, I want that ring and I want to play you for it.
Yeah.
These players don't have that mentality, or at least they don't show it. So when I bring that up to say KD does that whole Brooklyn thing because he want to play with the homie. I want to go, hey, you want to play with each other? Yeah. A lot of these players treat the NBA, was treating the NBA like a pickup game at Lifetime Fitness. Man, let's go play together. Let's go run. All right, let's run. Let's run. So now we got us two. Oh man, you boom, 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 boom. But here's the thing. KD is loyal. He's loyal like KD, like Kevin Garnett was in Minnesota loyal to the homies. So now to bring it to Kyrie, the homie wasn't too loyal with you. Because Kyrie all in the press conference is talking about how we didn't jail and do all this stuff. We didn't do that because of you. And I know KD was like, man, just go ahead and get the shot. Go ahead and get the shot. I know Cass was mad at Stephen A. Smith this week when he said the joint about, man, I thought he was going to take off when the bombing happened. But yes, Kyrie Irving did take off during January 6th. I was down the street and I ain't take off for work. And I heard the sirens go past my apartment building. He allowed the homie to convince him to go to Brooklyn and to support him. But he didn't support the homie. The reason why Kevin Durant played the way that he played, fam, because he was tired. Not just because of what, and frustrated, not just because of what Boston did. Fam, he was busting his ass in the beginning of the season when Kyrie was a part-timer. Then he got hurt, came back, and was busting people's ass again. You can't tell me that man wasn't tired. So basically what I'm saying is that even with all of that, Kevin Durant has to nut up and for the first time really get aggressive with these marks and tell them what it's going to be and what it ain't going to be and really act like it's your team. And don't act like it's your team like you running that Lifetime Fitness. Act like it's your team like you running the Brooklyn Nets. Yo, go take care of your shit. We about to do that's why James Harden left. Just stay, just run. Harden was, let me get the fuck up out of here with that shit. All right, well, if you don't want to be here, no, it's time for KD to nut up. Because Stephen A. Smith said some shit that was real. And ain't nobody they ain't nobody want to hear it. He said that he let the way he's gonna be known is that he left Steph Curry for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving left him out to dry. He could have still been in Golden State with another ring, but he was like, nah, I'm straight. All right, man, let's go ahead and bring this guest up. See the big homie up here.
What up, bro?
What up, man? Okay? My man had an amazing premiere of his new project, Creative Hustle, on Sunday, so much so that I was tired as hell. I was winded. I felt like I worked out. Yesterday was very tired for me. But
I'm just recovering.
But we got the writer and the creator of Creative Hustle on the show. Jay Davis was good.
How you doing, man? How's everybody doing?
Yes, sir.
I'm all right, man. Again, dope premiere. I had saw. You had let me see one episode, but then I get to see all three, and and we talked about it on stage. Talking about partners in crime. For those who don't know, just go look at Robert Townsend, West Side, Austin High School graduate. Didn't star, but had one of my favorite moments in Cooley High. Right before Coach Cheese died. But we all know Robert Townsend from Hollywood Shuffle, Partners in Crime, The Parenthood, Meteor Man, and all of those things. Like, so for those, like, I know there's some people who listen to this spot that wasn't there. So you tell us about the inspiration of Creative Hustle and how it came about with director Omar Moore and a couple other people who was involved in the project as well.
Well, it's pretty much sitting around during the pandemic, and it just happened. You know how YouTube just randomly put videos on your timeline, like, you need to check this out. I'm like, oh, damn, where'd this come from? So I watched it, and I'm like, I know a lot of talented people that I can make this happen. And I'm like, I have a film crew, and I have a lot of comedians and performers. I think I could pull this off. So I hit up Omar. I'm like, man, I told him, he forgot about it. He was like, I think so. So he went back and looked at it. He was like, let's do this shit. So it took months of planning. Like, we started planning May of 2021, and the first taping was in October. So that's how long it took to plan this out. And I just wanted to create something like nostalgic and make people feel good at the same time, because we've been on punishment for the last 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, it wasn't COVID I got. We had into the car accident.
Yeah. Oh, in October?
Car accident. Yeah. It couldn't even go, and we didn't have a car for 5 months.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
that's rough.
It was rough when we live in Plainfield, so you already know how that go. So now, one of the things, I didn't think about this until I got home. Thinking about like the inspiration.
Right.
They only show like 1 or 2 episodes, if I'm Correct.
At the
Of it.
show, at the theater.
No, I'm talking about a partners like the Robert Townsend joint.
Yeah, they only had 2 episodes. It's like two or three. It's something like that. It was low.
Right. It was like low.
Mhm.
So I would say even with like a Living Color and stuff at the time, I don't think even us
Mhm.
was ready for that.
Nah,
Now
it was
coming
way.
right, yeah. Now coming a day and a half after what you saw, just at Hollywood Boulevard. Do you think that that people, us included, are
Mhm.
ready to see comedy in the way that you're showing it?
I think it's a place for it. I think people are the way comedy is trying to shift with the whole cancel culture thing. I think it's a place for that brand because people still like the raw and uncensored stuff. I think people still really want to see that, and a lot of it's been watered down because there's no bar. The bar's been lowered since Chappelle Show went up the air. The bar has been lowered, and so what people think is good is not necessarily good. It's just the best out right now.
Right. Mike, you guys?
No, go ahead, man.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Talking
Yeah,
to
because
JK.
I wasn't there, so I'm learning right about everything that
He
was going on.
learning. He learning.
So you was there, man. I'll let you take over this one.
All right, cool. Now going to the joint, going into the episodes and everything, you have comedians and then you have sketches. And then you have a performance at the end.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's you getting your bang for your buck as you watch a full episode. But I want to go with the skits here. I'm gonna go to the skits here because especially being around your family now, because old woman titties in that in a skit. Mike, she had 85 and she had the titties out.
Yeah, we blurred it actually.
Blurred it, but it was
the first
there.
time we showed it, they was out there.
Yeah, I'd see that was the I'm like, yo, that's got to be prosthetics. Something interesting to learn on Sunday night that those was 85-year-old titties.
Pulled them things out.
But let's go with the sketches. The sketches, look at me, the sketches, because like you've been known for doing those, like going back to you've been shitted on, doing those things. That's been like that's your bread and butter. Right. So let's talk about those sketches and how it meshes with the comedy that's being presented.
It's all of them is like raw, and like a lot of the comedians on the show or in the sketches or whatever. So it's pretty much it's the same formula I've been using. Take a lot of stuff, current events, stuff that's relatable to everybody, and I just put it in my own terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's one? The meme that actually happened. Like I said on stage, playing a meme game with my mother-in-law. She got a little raunchy. It took me by surprise. And just a lot of the sketches, the table read. I was at a table read, and it wasn't me as the character, but it was another male reading for a transgender character, and I was like, "It's kind of weird," but it is what it is.
And you know what? The crazy thing about the transgender joint is now having a transgender friend.
Yes.
Shouts out to Morgan Sherm. Shouts out. You got to call him Morgan, fam, or her.
Ahead,
my bad. Shit. Got to call her
Morgan.
But you know what I'm saying,
right?
But like even that like skit, even though it's raw and uncut, it wasn't raw and uncut to the point where like somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, now we got to try to cancel this dude."
Right. It wasn't malicious. Like you can still ride that line without being malicious and like hateful. You know.
But how hard is it? How hard is it to? Is it hard?
It is hard because we got to get our pronoun game up. we quickly double check everything, even doing shoot. Like, can we say that, or maybe we should switch this word with this word just in case somebody finds something wrong with it. So it is like it's not like difficult, but it is like certain words. It only take one word and it's over with.
All right, so now going from the skit. Oh, was that Jay Hollins killing people?
In the in the CCTV?
Yeah,
that was him.
Because I remember he put up the Facebook joint like, "Yo, I get to do something that I always wanted to do." So when I was watching, I was like, "Hey, is this the one where he was killing people?"
Yep,
This was hilarious as hell because it goes with the cancel culture thing because it's like, oh no, you can't
and
kill
no.
me
Okay,
because
that
X,
was
Y, and Z.
another. I know what you're talking about. So we did shoot a horror one with Jay Hollins. The sketch was my friend Barbie. He shot that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, so y'all do got a whole nother horror movie on deck.
yeah. We got horror stuff. We got a horror series we finishing up now.
Okay. Oh, let's get into the writing part because I've
Right.
always like we've talked about it on the pod here, and I
Mhm.
feel bad that I haven't like started yet.
Right.
I'm shocked Mike have not even asked like, "Yo, you get the shit up?" Because
Which
life. When I said that I want to write the joint,
Hmm.
oh yeah.
and
Okay.
like how as a screenwriter, like
Hmm.
how hard is that part? Because now, like you do sketches and everything, but now you have a number of movies, independent movies on your deck,
Hmm.
under
The
your deck.
hardest part is actually sitting down and getting time to sit down and do it. Once I'm doing it, I'm good. It's like, once you get to, like, some people don't like preparing for a game. They just like going like, hey, I don't like practice. I get started, I'm good, but it's just a matter of me making time to sit down in front of a computer to do
Yeah, because I mean, I'm also like I will applaud every comedian, people like you who have art
it. Hmm.
and like present it to people. Because if don't, I mean, I'm not saying that everybody need to laugh at my jokes. I know I ain't that funny,
Hmm.
but I definitely would be afraid as hell to be on the stage and say a joke
Oh
as
yeah.
a comedian and
Mhm.
don't nobody laugh at my shit.
That's the thing, and people's like, "Why are you so nervous?" I'm like, "Cause we haven't put this in front of people yet. Like, that's like, I
Right.
don't know if it's gonna work. I assume that it's
Right.
gonna work." So,
Because like in the joint that I write, the joint that I really want to write is basically like a father of three and married, really learning how to be a father and a husband and not to be as ignorant and as vulgar as he used to be.
Or
right,
as he
So
is
it's
now on social media, but he doesn't act that way in front of his family. Now
right. See,
he's still ignorant now.
yeah, I'm still ignorant. I mean, he know my family, so shit,
right.
he know me ignorant. But it's you trying to find that fine line, especially coming back home to like finding out certain things about your family that you didn't know for 6 years, like your
Yeah.
father losing his vision, but he's still funny as hell and shit
Oh
about the
wow.
shit, and your brother now having 5 kids, potentially, and
Hmm.
and number of other shit, and like the first scene that I wrote was,
Hmm.
and then also figuring out that you getting older and
Yeah,
shit
that's
too.
rough.
Like
That
that's
is rough.
rough. So like the one scene that the first scene that I wrote was, and I think depending on how early you wake up, you can appreciate it.
Hmm.
One of the first things, if you have it on ESPN when you go to sleep, one of the first things you see when you wake up is
Hmm.
Frank Thomas and them with them eugenics commercials and
Yeah,
shit.
bro. When you start doing research on stuff like that, you get old.
Right, see? So, but no, I wake up and that's the first thing that I
Yeah.
see. So in the first scene, it was Frank Thomas
Hmm.
talking to me through the screen
Uh,
and basically telling me my ass about to get old. So you better do this shit because your shit ain't gonna be working in about 5 years. My shit work. I'm gonna take your wife and you gonna be sitting there alone looking at me. Now
right.
you laughing,
That's a good first scene.
but I'm writing it down and I'm like, man, this shit might not even be motherfucking funny and shit. Boom, boom, boom. And that's why I think that's why for me it's hard to continue because I see people like you
Hmm.
and others like, man,
Hmm.
it takes a lot.
That's what I
And
do.
if you don't laugh
Is
my
that
shit, I'm gonna
write
be
write the first 40 pages,
okay.
regardless of how you think. Write the first 40 pages.
You
Proofread
sound like
them.
my therapist
Go
right
back
there.
and like, I don't know how long it'll take you. Go back and read it. Let somebody else read it. And then the worst thing they say, hey, how about you add this to that or punch this up, whatever. But once you get through the first 40 pages, 50 more, that's 90 pages, which is an hour and a half movie.
See, you sound like my therapist right now. Or my pseudo therapist telling me to do shit. I now you have a number of projects on streaming platforms. You had said that you're talking to potential streamers.
Mm.
What does that process look like? And what would your advice be to inspiring screenwriters and creators and getting their projects on streaming platforms, because that's the new
Oh,
wave now. You don't need to go
right.
directly to TV.
Just do your research. Do your research and know what you sign in. Like a lot of places try to say, "Hey, we got a marketing fee, and you gotta, gotta recoup all this money." But you can do your research. You can put stuff on Amazon for free, and make your own money from that, and you just split the profits with Amazon. But you can do stuff like that. So before you like jump in bed with somebody signing contracts, just thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna be on here," just be careful because you might not get paid.
I didn't ask you last night before we let you go. I didn't ask you last night,
Hmm.
but I wanted to ask this, so I'm gonna save it. I saved it for the pod. I'm happy. Um, your ultimate project
Hmm.
would be working with who for what?
Um, revamping the Chappelle Show. I think like right now, like some like Netflix would be perfect for it because he can say whatever. He already can get away with anything, so that'd be
Yeah.
dope. I can be a writer on his show.
So you okay? Showrunner, perhaps?
Showrunner, yes. I want to be the Black Dick Wolf, man.
You say you want to be Black who?
Dick Wolf.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
So you want to have like 15 versions of Law?
yeah. Whatever show you think of is getting greenlit. That dude could create anything.
Hey, that is about 14, 15
Yeah,
versions of Law and
yeah.
Order
The
with the same
Chicago
thing.
GDs. That's gonna be my show, like Chicago, whatever.
Like Chicago. Hey, what is your favorite TV show right now? Like you
Right.
have to watch it. What is the one that you watch that is like, okay, they got it?
I like Atlanta. I like it's like different kind of writing on Atlanta. I used to like Shameless. What else? What else? What else? I was disappointed in Power. This last installment of Power.
But see, here's why I wasn't mad at this installment of Power.
Talk about
Hmm.
Tommy's version.
Yeah, the Tommy Show. I call it the Tommy Show. It's not
Tommy.
called Force.
Right.
It's the Tommy Show. The reason why I like it, because they gave me a reason to at least be like, okay, we give it a part two, because now we got the feeling out. Because I
Mhm.
think they tried to make I think what they're trying to do is
Mhm.
make Tommy Ghost.
Yeah, they tried to do that. He's not really a complex character. He just shoot people.
And they made right, he just shoot people.
Right.
But it was enough to make me go, we could give it another season.
Right. I can watch the. I mean, I watched. Raising Kanan it had its moments, but it's like I'm invested now.
With the power shows, I think it's enough. Like you said, invested. These
Yeah.
shows are after Ghost, is dead and everything like that. These shows that 50 are giving us now, it's enough to keep us, entertained.
Yeah.
So I think we ain't gonna really get like great writing and great acting, but it's gonna
Mm.
entertain us at the end of the day.
What did piss me off though
Mm.
is they didn't show enough of the West Side for me.
They should, because for safety reasons they
I
shot
didn't
everything.
know.
They shot
Look,
everything up north. It looked like.
look,
Yeah.
if Lena Waite can shoot in Holy City
I
and
was about
call
to
it the
say,
South
yeah.
Side,
Yeah.
Mm.
we can go film on Chicago Avenue, Atlanta.
Yeah, but I swear that whole season they shot up north, and I'm like, that's where Chicago went. I saw something.
That's what blew me.
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, you talking about the Serbs on the West Side? Like, you know, show the West Side. What part? So the Serbs on the West Side, or they on the West Town?
It wasn't right.
Right?
Or
Are they in
Pilsen.
Is they running the meatpacking district,
Right.
or are they running Holy City?
Yeah, they didn't show no other parts of Chicago, no south, no west. They was all north side.
Yeah, it's like, yo, can we get AT for Avers?
Right.
Can we
Like
get a gangway? Like, we didn't get a gangway shooting yet.
that was basically they location scout was terrified. That's what that came down to. He's like, we should.
and the scene when he said he bought the land
Yeah.
and it was right behind McCormick Place. I was
Right.
like, wait, what? So you gonna build the house there?
Right. In this industrial place.
Right? It's like we tweaking right here. All right, man. So we have a number of episodes. I won't say how many episodes we look for. We definitely want to keep some anticipation on it. But Do you have any idea of when we'll finally be able to see the entire Creative Hustle, or we still working on that?
We just everything's in post right now. Like we got 3 more episodes, so it's gonna be 6 total, and they're in post right now. Omar's working to get everything done, but this summer at the latest, we should be able to see the whole thing somewhere.
And now that I'm mobile again, I would love to be in the sketch. I don't want to be shitted on, but me and Mike can do. We could put out our acting chops. Young Denzel and young Wesley. More
Young
Better
West,
Blues.
that's what's up. That's the one that smashed into Williams, bro.
See, Wesley Snipes told us the story backstage of the Chirac premiere.
Yeah.
He told me, Xavier Lamont, Bobby Hill, some inside to Mo Better Blues that I can never say on this podcast. But let me just say that, man, professional jealousy is a
wow.
motherfucker. That still to this day the best conversation ever. And one of the best moments I hear is Wesley looking at us like, yo, so what, we going anywhere else tonight? And I'm like, damn, I really want to.
You want to hang with Blade?
Right, I want to. But I knew what Wesley was on that night.
Right. I give it to Spike Lee. Like, he a different type of dude. I don't think I had a heart to tell my sister, like, yeah, you got to smash Denzel in this scene, make it look real.
Yeah. I make it look good. But yeah, that Mo Better Blues story is outside of the pod, because that right there was wild. All right, man. Jay, tell the people how they can follow you and Creative Hustle, because I know there's a social account for that as well.
Yeah, follow me at J Davis TP, Jay Davis, T as in team, P as in pervert. And then at Creative Hustle on Instagram.
We was talking about titties in front of his mom and his dad, G.
Yeah, that was funny, man. My dad, he gave me a heartfelt moment. He thanked me. He told me he was proud of me, and I was happy that he shot up the club with my mama.
Well, man, Jake, thank you.
Thank
you. You're welcome anytime, because the next time we're gonna have you on here, we're gonna have you talk about some of this shit that happened in the world. So we're gonna holler at you. Go back to work.
Appreciate you.
People at work say what's up.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right, peace. Jay Davis, man, Creative Hustle it's hilarious. Leon Rogers up in that joint. Corey Bell is up in that joint for an episode. Damon Williams, my man Smitty B. Smitty B should be famous right now. That motherfucker is funny. And a couple others, Erica Nicole Clark, Jess Niche, whole bunch of people. Shouts out to Jay Davis, Omar Moore, and a number of people that's behind that project. All right, man, Mike, before we go.
Yes, sir.
Before we get out of here, getting back to the Kyrie KD thing, the one thing that I didn't get to say was, if I'm KD, I agree with everything that you said as far as him not asking for no trade, because he made his bed. And Steve Nash, we ain't got to talk about this coaching shit. Robert had asked a question that I put up on the joint as we on Twitch and YouTube as we record. Said, do you think these superstars cares about black coaches today? As much influence they have on rosters, why not recommend these guys and build new culture? I talked about that on the Steve Nash pod, where I say that these players don't give a damn about black coaches. I think that's damn near the title. They don't care about that. But they don't care about coaches, period. Mm-hmm. Who's probably going to give them the less issues or whatever, and try to be the star? Like that whole Phil Jackson shit, getting Phil Jackson to take over the team shit, that shit's dead to me. Like, and there's really only like maybe 2 or 3 head coaches in the NBA that can pull that off. Now, Jay Wright, who just left Villanova, retired, I didn't get a chance to see him on J Will, Keyshawn J Will and Max. I know he was on there. I didn't get a chance to see that. I'm gonna look for it on YouTube, but he's a coach, white, but he's a coach that I think that could coach an NBA. And change a culture or reel in a team, so to speak. So like he could go to Philly if Doc is fired.
Did he say he was retiring from coaching, or
They said that
he's just
retiring from
left?
coaching.
Okay.
I just got to see it again, but he said that he was retiring from coaching, but I want to see what he said today on the show.
Okay.
But Jay Wright is from Philly. If Doc Rivers loses game 6, they should fire him before game 7.
Well, that's not going to happen, but I feel you.
I know it ain't going to happen. But Mike, if they lose game 6, he should be fired before game 7. Sam Cassell is over there. I would give Sam Cassell that shot. But Jay Wright is from the hood. He's from the area. Slide his ass up in there. But Sam Cassell should have been given a shot at the Brooklyn Nets job. Jason Kidd should have been given a shot at the Lakers job. That should be Jason Kidd's ring as a head coach, not an assistant coach, a head coach. Black head coaches get these whack-ass jobs. They very rarely come into a situation like Steve Nash. They get hired without no experience. Doc is one of them that got hired. But getting a high-profile job like that, you think a first-time head coach is getting that Lakers job? Hell no. But a LeBron could easily been like, bring me Tyronn Lue and let him pick his assistants, and the Lakers would have been like, all right, cool. But he was like, y'all do what y'all do. I'm going to stay out of it.
Yeah.
They don't play. Black players like to stay out of shit until it's like, all right, this is what I want. And black head coaches ain't necessarily high on that shit. It's like, yo, give me this player. Give me that player. You very rarely now see a black player be like, yo, get me that head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I want that, like right off the bat. You just fired dude and you like, all right, man, well, shit, what about Sam Cassell? Right off the bat. So I don't think players care about coaches in general, not just black, but coaches in general. And I think, and that's one of the reasons why I think player empowerment, that era is over.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by player empowerment being over is this. It's more than just about let me go get, if I'm Kyrie, let me go get KD and let's go to Brooklyn and make our own legacy and all of this stuff. Yeah, let's do that. It's about having a heavy effect on the roster, getting who you want, along with having the be like playing in the games and doing all of that stuff and picking coaches too. I think that shit's dead. And I think the front offices and owners about to reel that shit back in.
Yeah.
Because let's look at who won the last NBA title. And who's the favorite to win it again? The Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis wasn't up in the front office like, yo. He just said, give me help. He wasn't over there like, yo, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me this person. He wasn't calling Carmelo like, yo, it's time. It's time for you to come. Let's go get that ring. No, he wasn't doing that. We call GM LeBron that for a reason. Because him along with Rich Paul was very influencing on how that roster was shaped. KD was very influential on not only how that roster was shaped, he didn't want Kenny Atkinson as his head coach. And he didn't even play for the man. Mm-hmm. He was just at games. It was like, and he quit. Kenny Atkinson quit before the season was over with a team that was going to have KD and Kyrie next season. He didn't even give them the chance to fire him. He's like, man, yo, I'm out. They get Steve Nash. Steve Nash can't make no in-game adjustments. KD was cool with it because they said, what you think about Steve Nash? Shit, yeah, he cool. Kyrie come out and says, oh, yeah, you know, it doesn't matter who the coach. And then at the end of his press conference, my man said, me, the owner Joe Tessie, Marks, KD, we're going to get together. Fuck, we get together with you for? You wouldn't even take the shot.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't even take the shot for us to actually be one. So we supposed to bring you in and holler at you about this roster and what you think? No, fam. You're a player. Stay your ass over there. That's what we need you to do. KD's not going to be like, yo, I want player name here, player name there. He's just going to be like, yo, just give me who you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I can hoop with whatever. But Kyrie, fam, you didn't even take the shot. Why are we coming to you for roster decisions? That's when things are going to be different. That's why things are going to be different. You look at what Ime Udoka is doing over there in Boston. And Boston could have very well traded either Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, but they didn't. They worked things out. If they were deep in that player empowerment shit, one of them would have been like, yo, it's him or me.
Hey, and Brad Stevens ain't their head coach no more, but he's doing a hell of a job as a GM, dog. So respect to him.
Job at that. Like you look at some of these other teams, like Utah gonna lose and they gonna break that shit up.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell is going to force his way to where? New York? What is it going to do for you? The only thing that's going to work in player empowerment is how it used to work in the 80s and 90s, which is let me just go here and get money. But that whole thing about, hey man, I talked to Dame Lillard, force that trade to get him over there and me over there, boom, 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 that shit ain't working no more. Because you know who did that shit? You know who else did that shit? Kawhi Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi Leonard apparently told the Clippers, go get Paul George. They say, go get Paul George.
Yeah.
And you know what they said after that? Oh, we could get him. Yeah, go get him. And they got him. You know what ended up happening? Nothing. They ain't win no championships. Both of them. Kawhi didn't play this season. Paul barely played this season. Tyronn Lue coached the hell out of that goddamn team, which shows you that coaching matters.
Yep.
But the player empowerment part, let's put this shit together. That shit ain't work for them. So I asked, who even looking at this season? The last time really player empowerment worked is not even when Kyrie Irving asked for a trade because they traded his ass. They traded his ass over to Toronto and he was pissed. Kyrie Irving ass got traded to Toronto and he was pissed. What the fuck is going on here? But they end up winning the ring. I can't tell you really well when KD went to Golden State. And I don't even count that as player empowerment. I count that as somebody saying, hey, just come over here. He was just like, yo, I want to hoop. Player empowerment is LeBron James finessing the whole team, basically, or 3 stars to come over there, or like Kawhi did. And it's netted no wins lately because the league is spread it out. So I don't need to be New York and try to finesse and get a whole bunch of people over here, and it still ain't going to work. Because Giannis is still going to kick my ass. Or Miami is still going to kick my ass. Miami is definitely not built off of player empowerment. Philly ain't either. Who's the third seed? Who's the other seed over there?
And
Milwaukee is not. built off of player empowerment. The Bulls was not built off of player empowerment. Boston was not built off of player empowerment. But two teams that were, one got swept and one didn't even make it to the playoffs. That shit dead. We're going to get back to doing what we normally used to see, seeing what we normally used to see in the NBA. And that's when you're going to see who's a good GM and who's not a good GM. Rob Pelinka ain't no good GM because he won a title with LeBron. David Griffin, however, didn't have Zion Williamson, but he had Brandon Ingram, made a trade to go get CJ McCollum, drafted that little boy. We got that little boy off the scrap heap, Alvarado, who always tend to steal the ball from somebody. Yeah, like that's good GMing, people. And they are tied with Phoenix. And might fuck around and beat them, even though it's because Devin Booker got the hamstring. But they 2-2.
Yeah.
Even on the West. Minnesota ain't built off of player empowerment. Memphis ain't. They got mad at Andre Iguodala because he didn't see the vision. Shit. Phoenix ain't built off. Again, the teams that were built off of player empowerment, the Clippers lost in the play-in, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs, Brooklyn got swept. It's back to good GMing and hopefully good coaching.
Yep.
And the teams that are still in the playoffs, that's what it is. All that player empowerment shit is going to end up even more messed up because a lot of these players ain't even playing full seasons.
Uh-huh.
So when you got somebody like Ben Simmons who trying to get $20 million back, guaranteed when that collective bargaining agreement comes, the league gonna be like, and we're gonna see how that joint goes.
Yep.
Other than that, have your prediction changed since we've seen what we saw?
As far as who's
because
gonna win,
because remember, before the playoffs started, I was like, nah, Brooklyn. But I'm glad I changed my shit to Milwaukee. But I said Milwaukee versus Phoenix. Now Devin Booker ain't got no hamstring, and they tied 2-2. And if they lose this next game,
Suns definitely winning tonight, without a doubt, by 10. But no, my prediction hasn't changed, not yet. I'm definitely gonna be intrigued with the Boston-Milwaukee series. That's gonna be interesting because I picked Milwaukee, and I've called Boston frauds all season long, and I officially can't call them frauds anymore. They look legit. So I'm definitely interested to see how they'll play against Milwaukee. I'm gonna still pick Milwaukee. I'm still gonna hold on to Milwaukee as coming out of the East. I'm still gonna pick the Suns. Devin Booker will be back, and he'll be back to full form. I don't think the hamstring is gonna really hold him back too much. I think Phoenix gets out of this series. I think Phoenix wins the next two. I don't think this goes 7. Shout out to New Orleans though. They playing great. Shocked the fuck out of me because I didn't think they were winning game 4. I had the Suns winning that one. I thought they were going to gentleman sweep, a competitive New Orleans team who's being well coached and playing hard. So I thought that's what I was going to see, but they making it very interesting. So, but I'm still going to pick the Suns in 6. And I'm still going to hold on to my Milwaukee Phoenix Suns NBA Finals and the Suns to win for now.
I know.
But if it's not the Phoenix Suns and it's not the Milwaukee Bucks, it's gonna be Golden State versus Boston. Go ahead.
I'm still sticking with Milwaukee, but whoever wins this series between Milwaukee and Boston is winning the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
This is going to be the best series of the playoffs. Both sides. But I'm changing my pick to Golden State. I think Golden State gonna go ahead and get to the finals. Last thing I want to say is a shout to DG for putting this in the group. because I totally forgot about this. I'm gonna read this quote. Ben Simmons is that pretty girl that's single. And everybody's wondering why she's single. It's because she smokes cigarettes. That's who Ben Simmons is. The pretty girl that smokes cigarettes. Kendrick Perkins said that. And for all of y'all that took Megan Good and kept her in your one must go a couple of weeks ago, when my cousin Vincent put that up, that's who Megan Good is too, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, she's still in there. I don't know what y'all talking about.
And I don't think she stopped smoking squares. I think she puffed a little bit.
She might puff a square every now and then, but that
Puff a
ain't take.
square
That ain't
now.
take. She's prime Megan. She's still in her prime. Go to her IG right now.
Prime Megan smokes squares.
Go to her
That's
IG.
all I got to say about that. You throwing some hot takes out here. You got any other hot takes?
Go in her IG right now. No, we are good. I'm straight. We good. I think we said it all on the pod. We got it all off. You got anything else?
No, I think you got your joint off for real though.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Trade KD. KD need to ask for a trade. Come on, bro.
KD can't ask for no trade for him.
No, nigga, not at all. Sit your ass there, bro. Do what you got to do. Figure it out.
KD, okay. If
KD asks for a trade, bro, that'll be the biggest home move in NBA history, bro.
Even before,
and he already in the top 5 of NBA home moves already, so he'll have 2 spots if he asks for a trade. If KD asks for a trade, he will hold 2 of the top 5 biggest home moves in the NBA ever. If he asks for a trade, bro, you heard it right here first. He'll hold 2 spots.
Mike,
2.
If he asks for a trade, where do you think KD would want to go?
I can't. He might say, I want to go back to Golden State. Trade me back to Golden State. He might say that. I don't know. Who knows, bro? I can't even tell you where he would want to get traded at. Oh, trade me to Portland with Dame. I don't know, man. Who knows? But if that man even come out of his mouth and say something about requesting a trade, he'll hold 2 of the top 5 biggest home moves in NBA history, bro.
Second question is I believe the TV is alluding to Brooklyn wanting to trade Kyrie Irving, but they know they can't do it without Kevin Durant's approval.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to James Harden.
KD's not approving that shit.
But let me just ask you this question. If you were KD,
mm-hmm.
would you approve Brooklyn to trade Kyrie Irving?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, Kyrie is Kyrie. He cold. When he on the court, he cold. Yeah, he a basket case, part-time player, takes a lot of PTO, but he could ball. He could hoop. You know what I'm saying? So I would assume I'm one of those guys. I'm optimistic. I like to give guys the benefit of the doubt. I would expect Kyrie to be 100% committed to playing a full season with Kevin Durant next year, and they build around what they got. That's what I would assume gonna happen based off what I heard Kyrie say in his press conference post-game yesterday.
Yeah,
that he say he committed, he ready, he's gonna re-sign a deal with the Brooklyn Nets because he's a free agent, so he's gonna have to
resign. His option.
He's gonna opt in his option or whatever.
That's a $45 million option.
He opting in. He's gonna play.
He opting out of that shit.
He's opting in. He's gonna play. I don't expect, that conversation to come about.
You gonna opt out of $45 million?
Not at all. But hey, if let's just say this then, if Kevin Durant approves a Kyrie trade, top 3, nigga, biggest home moves in NBA. That's a home move, bro. How you gonna agree to trade this man away, fam? Like, I don't understand. No,
look.
KD don't want to be. KD don't be.
So
don't
basically,
be a hoe, bro.
KD stuck in the rock and the hard place.
He's stuck in a rock and a hard place, and I don't think it's really a hard place because they can be a legit contender. they could be a legit contender. I don't know what other offseason moves they need to make as far as like role players or whatever, but they got to figure that part out. And then you're gonna have Seth. You're gonna have Ben Simmons. You're gonna have it. Let's just assume you got Ben Simmons at the start of the season. Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. They're gonna be favorites again, like they were at the beginning of this season to win the title.
See, and I know we was about to go,
and I didn't mean to bring Ben Simmons.
No. This is why, and see, this is why I brought up the player empowerment shit, and this is why everybody got to chill, because I think we gone from the days of NBA 2K. You put these players together, and we automatically gonna do something. Mm-hmm. Like, fam, we didn't expect none of this shit from Memphis. We didn't expect none of this shit from Minnesota. We didn't expect none of this shit from a lot of the teams. The Bulls, another one. I really do think it's more likely that we see the league even out and you don't see these super teams running amok, because I think now people are better prepared and people are ready for that professional jealousy. And I think that Kyrie and Kevin Durant and others should have learned their lesson last year and understand that this ain't no game for some of these other people no more. And they're going to play your ass hard as shit. It's back to the 90s, G. They didn't understand that. They just thought again, a lot of those types thought they could just lifetime fitness this shit. This ain't that no more. On the East or the West, ain't no more this lifetime fitness shit. We hooping, G. And I want to beat your ass. And I'm going to sweep you. And I think final thing I'll say, the luster on that player empowerment, let's go talk at the All-Star game and let's figure out how to play with each other shit and not giving a fuck who our coaching shit is, that shit died when the Nets got swept. We ain't scared of y'all. Like, who? And they got swept by Boston. That's a homegrown team. That shit dead, fam. That shit dead, especially when a lot of those players are now in their 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th season. They're about to get recycled out. Yep. So a lot of these young players, the Jason Tatums, the Jaylen Browns, the Ja Morants, the Joel Embiids, the Jokers, they looking at this like, yo, these dudes is on their way out anyway. So we got this. Talk to y'all later. Yep. That's what it is. And I think that's what it's going to be. So I think now we're looking at the new NBA really starting out. All right, man. End us off, Mike.
Man, Some Dude Pod. Make sure y'all rate. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, subscribe to the What Digital. Like us on Facebook at Some Dude. Join the community on Facebook. # Some Dude Pod. Like us. Follow us on Twitter at Some Dude Pod. On IG at Some Dude Pod. At Mike B _CHR. At JR Bang. And that's just what it is, man. Shout out to Jay Davis for coming through, chopping it up with us on the show. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with us on Twitch on the live stream right now. Rob,
I'm working on that script, man.
You working on that script? Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be dope, Joe. Keep let's do that.
That didn't sound inspirational, Mike.
Hey, look, you already got the album, the cover. You already got the photo of of what's gonna be on there when you name the show. You already got the photo, the family photo of Liam and Trey with the miraculous faces. That's perfect already. So you know what I'm saying? You just gotta write the script, G. You just gotta come up with the name, write the script, and sold. I'm sold off that family portrait alone.
Hey, man.
I already seen Trey in action. You know what I'm saying? Trey, you know what I'm saying, doing WWE moves on his family members and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the pod, you already be yelling at Trey. You change diapers on the pod, bro. Like, come on now. If you actually watch what we do on Some Dude Pod and Bang wants to create a TV show based off his life right currently now, who's not sold on that?
You right, man. Well, we out, man.
There's your inspiration right there, buddy.
We out. We gonna holler at y'all.
Yes, sir.